Welcome to the General Chemistry 1 class. This section is organic compounds focusing on the biomolecules. In this lesson, we will describe some biomolecules: proteins, nucleic acids, lipids, and carbohydrates. Biochemistry. Biochemistry is a field of study that deals with chemical processes occurring among living organisms. Biomolecules. Biomolecules are compounds produced by living organisms. Some of the biomolecules involve proteins, nucleic acids, carbohydrates, and lipids. Proteins. Proteins are biopolymers consisting of several units of molecules called amino acids. These macromolecules have numerous functions in, but not limited to, providing energy, speeding up of biochemical reactions, example enzymes, facilitating movement, example muscles in animals, serving as outer cover of body parts, example skin, transporting molecules, example hemoglobin, the oxygen-carrying protein in blood. Protein sources. Milk, meat, egg, and fish are some excellent sources of proteins. These food products, called growth foods, provide proteins which are essential to growth and development of humans and other animals. Upon intake, proteins are broken down into amino acids, which will then be reprocessed to produce the proteins needed by the body. Carbohydrates are biomolecules consisting mainly of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The term carbohydrate originated from its old definition of being a hydrate of carbon of the form CnH2ON. Later studies provide otherwise, yet the term is being used until now. Carbohydrates functions mainly on serving as an energy source in order for other biochemical processes to proceed. Breaking down of carbohydrate forms molecules that can be used in producing other molecules like proteins and fats. Sugars can be classified based on the number of sugar units as number 1, simple sugars or monosaccharides. Cannot be broken down into sugars with smaller number of carbons by the action of water. For example, glucose. Number 2, complex sugars consist of 2 or more simple sugar units. A disaccharide has 2 monosaccharide units. For example, sucrose or table sugar, which is made up of glucose and fructose units. B polysaccharide has numerous monosaccharide units. For example, cellulose and starch, polymers of glucose. Carbohydrate sources. Rice, corn, bread, wheat, and potatoes are some sources of carbohydrates in the form of starch. Starch can be degraded in the body into glucose. Fruits and honey are rich in fructose. Lipids. Lipids are biomolecules with low solubility in water since a large portion of these molecules are hydrophobic, meaning it has a weak attractive forces with water. These molecules mix with nonpolar or weakly polar solvents like dichloromethane and diethyl ether. Examples of lipids are fats and oils, waxes, membrane phospholipids, and hormones. Lipids do not have a general structure to represent them. The reason, their general description is based solely on their poor solubility in water. Fats and oils from animals and plants contain fats. Functions of lipids. In biological systems, lipids are important in, but not limited to, storing and providing energy, thermal insulation, example animal fat, structure of cell membrane, and regulating physiological processes, example hormones. Nucleic acids. Nucleic acids are biopolymeric molecules responsible for carrying an organism's genetic information. There are 2 types of nucleic acids: deoxyribonucleic acid or DNA and ribonucleic acid or RNA. DNA. A DNA consists of 2 polymer chains or strands linked together in an intertwined fashion by a special type of intermolecular forces called hydrogen bonds. These attractive forces occurs between a highly electronegative atom, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and hydrogen attached to another highly electronegative atom. DNA serves as a database of instructions for making proteins in the body. Each DNA consists of segments with each of which bears the instructions for making proteins or RNA. These segments are called genes. RNA. An RNA is a single-stranded biomolecule. Its role is on converting the instructions set by a DNA for making proteins. There are three types of RNA. Number one, ribosomal RNA or rRNA, found in the ribosome, a cell organelle responsible for making proteins. 2. Messenger RNA or mRNA brings the genetic information from A genes to a ribosome. 3. Transfer RNA or tRNA converts the information sent by the mRNA into a certain amino acid sequence. To summarize, biomolecules are large molecules which are produced by living organisms. They can be classified as proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, and nucleic acids. Here is the bibliography for further readings, and that would be all. Thank you. Now that we are done with the discussion, let us assess your knowledge through a quiz. And we are done. Congratulations and thank you.